Hi guys, this is Darren from Movie Reviews 101, and this is my little mascot. Today we're going to be looking at the weekly review round 2. First up is Legend of Hercules. This is the first of the 3 Hercules movies out this year, and this one follows the youngest of all the Hercules. He gets betrayed by his adopted father, left for dead, and sold into slavery. Then he ends up raising an army to take down this tyrant. It's pretty ABC stuff. It's got a very good fighting cast rather than a good acting cast, but still, it's very enjoyable. Apart from the 3D effects get a bit annoying after a while. I give this one a general soft 66, which is rewatchable value, but it is not one, and I don't think it will be the best of the Hercules this year. Next up we have Fool's Gold, one of the Matthew McConaughey films before he ended up becoming this big, sensationally popular, serious actor. This one is probably the last of it. It's fun, it's got Kate Hudson in. It's a romantic comedy adventure about searching for treasure. Good guys, bad guys, on the edge guys. It's fun, enjoyable, a soft 70%. It's not going to be his best, but it shows that he has a fun side rather than just always doing serious stuff. This one should be given a go, solely because of the relaxing side of the storyline. Next up we have No Way Out. This is part of the Vintage Wednesday. This is from 1987. It's one of Kevin Costner's films where he ends up being a super duper naval inspector who ends up in a wild fling with the Secretary of Defense's mistress. Once she gets killed, he gets in charge of finding out who did it, and everybody believes it's a Russian KGB agent. This one is a very thrilling film. It has lots of twists and turns, and it'll keep you guessing to the very end. And once you've finished guessing, there's another twist that'll go, wow. Apart from that, this is a very slow moving thriller that is good, don't get me wrong, but it's dated a bit, and some of the action is very simple stuff. I only gave this another 75%. It is good. It shows Costner has an ability to show everything he's got back in the 80s before he went and got a bit carried away with his over-the-top massive Waterworlds and Postman. Try this one. Enjoy it. Wait till you see the twist at the end. Next up we have Subject Zero. This one's a very different thriller. I think it went very much under the radar around the world. This one stars Aaron Eckhart as a disgraced agent, FBI agent trying to track down a serial killer who actually got off because of a technicality. He ends up getting involved in a massive search after there is another serial killer going around killing serial killers. It's quite a thrilling one. It does keep you guessing. It's very genetic. You will understand most of the lines. It shows that Aaron Eckhart constantly gets given lead roles, and he can do these lead roles very well, but for some reason they just don't seem to sell. I do feel sorry for the guy because he can act. Ben Kingsley steals as the support. It's Sir Ben. What do you expect from him? This one is worth trying. Trust me, it's going to get a steady 68%. It's again not brilliant, but it is good to see a good thriller with a few twists and turns. Next up is my Gillian Anderson weekend, and you guessed it, it's just going to be the X-Files movies. The X-Files was a great show. I probably would have watched it if it had come out when I was young enough to see them all. The first movie is set between season 5 and 6, which fills in a few gaps and opens up season 6 to carry on going. I would give that one a nice steady 70% because it does include a lot of alien activity, which obviously the show's about. It could have just been a season finale to be honest, but it's good enough to fit in with what I've seen of X-Files, which isn't very much. The second one on the other hand, X-Files 2 I Want to Believe, well, that was just disappointing. It's about a paedophile psychic who believes he knows where kidnap victims are going and body parts are being found. Mulder and Scully reunite to try and solve this one, but it's hugely disappointing. It's clearly just trying to cash in on any remaining money left in the series. I'm only giving this a 20%. It's not worth wasting time on. Sorry. Next up, I looked at my Charlize Theron top 5. First up, we had Ravina from Snow White and the Huntsman. I hope I pronounced that right, I'm not fully sure. Secondly, we have Candy from Cider House Rules. Very, very good film. It got a few Oscar nods. Then we have Gillian Armacost from The Astronaut's Wife. Very good film with Johnny Depp. Looks a lot like Extinct that's on TV now, but it's very, very good, this one. Meredith Vickers from Prometheus. I know a lot of people didn't like Prometheus, and a lot of people didn't like how her character met her demise, because it was very stupid. But the character beforehand is actually very strict and a perfect commanding officer. It's very good to see this sort of role. Shame about the end of it. Obviously, number one is Eileen from The Monster. She won her Oscar for this. It was a brilliant performance. Do you agree with my top 5? And what would you pick in your top 5? Last, let's look at what's coming out in the cinemas in the UK this week. I'm hoping everyone's still watching the Guardians film. But we have The Inbetweeners 2. I'm not a fan of this sitcom. I'm not going to be watching this film. I know everyone I know is going to be watching it. It's just not my cup of tea. The boys end up in Sydney this time. So what? Next up we have Planes 2. Yes, they did a sequel to Planes, even though no one really watched the first one. It is set in the Cars universe, but with planes. Well, it's summer holiday. A few people might watch it. Next is God's Pocket. This is one of Philip Seymour Hoffman's last films. I do believe this is going to be my pick of the week. Then we also have All Us By My Side. This is a Jimi Hendrix story. This could be very entertaining. Learn a bit more about Jimmy. And that's it for this week. Which one of them will you be watching? Guardians. Right, next week I'll be doing my top 5 Mila Kunis films. What would you put in your top 5? And also, my weekend is going to be the James Cameron weekend. What 2 films would you pick for that? Thank you for watching. I hope you liked the video. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter even. Like me on Facebook. Subscribe to my videos and look on my website. Thank you for watching. This is Darren. Good night.